Scientific study of Vedas, creation of universe, starting from Brahmam, class 68, birth of Kartikeya. We know Shiva married Uma or Parvati, and after the marriage, Shiva loses his interest in the world affairs. As per Purana story, that means atoms are combining because they are unstable at a particular setup. For example, at a high temperature, the atoms will not remain, or molecule will not remain in that state, so it will changes to another form after taking energy and so on. So after the creation of new things, that means when a Uma electron joins with another atom molecule and forms a new molecule, that becomes stable. So they will not act in any. They will not act as neutral. They will not react with other things. So as per Purana story, Shiva is not interested in worldly affairs. So other gods and Brahma approached Shiva and informed him that a new child is to be obtained through Uma to destroy Tarakasura. Who is Tarakasura? That we can see later. Brahma informed Shiva that physical joining of Shiva and Uma is not good for the creation of this new child, because if they join together physically, if they approach physically, the whole world will be destroyed. That means nucleus is Shiva and electron in the orbit is Uma. If electron physically joins with the nucleus, it will become neutral. That is neutron. So the whole world will become inactive neutron with a number of neutrons only. Because if proton or nucleus combines with proton in the nucleus combines with electron, it loses its charges and becomes neutral. Every atom will become only a combination of neutrons, so the universe will become neutral without any function. The whole creation will stop, and only neutrons may be there in the universe. So physical combination is not possible, but nucleus should be at the center, that Shiva should be at the center, and electron may be revolving around it further away. So without physical combination, Kartikeya is to be formed. So then Shiva asked if the sperm of Shiva in the story and egg of Parvati joins together without the physical contact of Shiva and nucleus and electron, these are to be collected by some other person, a third person. So Agni is ready to accept that. So Agni accept that sperm and egg, and Agni accepted it. That means in the creation of human beings or organic substances, the nucleus and electrons, their energy and forces are joining together with the energy, that is Agni, and a new cells are going to form. That is cell of a human being or a organic living being. In the cell itself, there is a nucleus that is like a mountain, a solid, not a 100% solid. When compared with others, we can treat it as a mountain, like the same atom. So, the atoms, the energy of nucleus and electron in the atom, different types of atoms, combines to form a genetic substance that is called the cell. At the center, there is the nucleus, similar to that of an atom. And energy is taking part in that action. So, after accepting this energy, Agni become very, he loses his energy, he loses his gloriness and everything like that. So he sought the help of Brahma, and Brahma asked Agni to put this in Kudila, the other orbits of the atom. We know Kudila is the next orbit, nearest orbit, that is the second orbit from the outermost orbit, that we have seen in the earlier story. That means this energy is going to distribute in the other orbits of the atom that is present in the cell. And she become pregnant. In this story, we know actually this child is the result of combination of nucleus and the outermost orbit, and the Kudila is going to become pregnant. Kudila become pregnant. So it is a shameful act. So she also approached Brahma. So Brahma instructed Kudila to put her in the forest that is in the near surrounding this mountain. That means this mountain is the cell of the nucleus of the cell of the genetic structure. This nucleus can be treated as a mountain, and there are a number of reeds or plants, small plants. So Kudila put this in this nucleus, where there are a number of shrubs or reeds or anything like that. In the structure of our cell, organic cell, we can see such a genetic structure. For example, consider the case of one cell. This is the structure of the chromosome in a cell. And if we go deep into it, it will appear like this. shrubs or plants with several branches or roots or like that. So these are the internal structure of a cell, and this in this the energies are put. The energy that came from this nucleus and the electron are put to form this genetic structure. Thus, the first cell of a living being is formed. We know living things are created by joining different types of cells, and in this cell there is the nucleus, and this nucleus there is a structure called a DNA, etc., which represent the characteristic of that creature. So, after forming this, a child is created. In this story, it is represented as Kartikeya, the character Kartikeya. And there are 6 Kartikas, ladies. They want to feed or give milk to the child. Each one try to give milk, feed the child. Each one want to give first. So they quarrel between these 6 ladies take place. To avoid that quarrel, this child came out with 6 heads, so that each of them will can feed. These 6 Kartikas can feed this child. There are 6 heads. That is why it is called Arumukha, 6-headed baby Kartikeya. But as per modern science, this DNA structure has 6 structures. So that is 6 heads. They are sugar molecule, phosphate molecule, and 4 nitrogenous bases. There are 4 nitrogenous bases, and sugar and phosphate. Deoxyribose sugar, phosphate, etc. So deoxyribose sugar, phosphate, and 4 nitrogenous bases. That is the 6 structures or 6 heads as per story. Then the story continues like this. This Agni want to take this baby to Brahmaloka. At that time, Kudila not agreed. There is a quarrel developed between Agni and this Kudila. At the same time, this Shiva, Uma also came there. Brahma also came there. So, this to avoid that quarrel, this baby divided into 4, appeared in the form of 4 babies. And so all of them are satisfied. As per this, modern science, the characteristics of the child mostly depends on this four nitrogenous bases. Already there are six structures: sugar, deoxyribose, phosphate, and four nitrogenous bases. And in this, the face or the shape or qualities of all the human beings different. There is difference among human beings. That is due to four important structures of this DNA, that is the nitrogenous bases. As per this modern science, they are named as A, T, G, and C: adenine, thymine, guanine, and cytosine. These are the four nitrogenous bases. As per modern science, DNA is a self-replicating genetic substance found in all living organisms. There are sugar group and phosphate group make up the nucleotides. So, this genetic structure or DNA is responsible for the quality difference in qualities of different human beings in this universe. So it has six structures or six heads, and there are four phases, that is for nitrogen bases. So through this story they are giving the structure of DNA also, and through this human beings are formed, and that is the most advanced form of creation. So it is represented by, in the story, it is represented by a character named Kartikeya.